rest of tonight. Oh, we're live.
Hello,
Happy
friends and
Monday.
neighbors. Happy Monday. Welcome back to the next edition of
Monday night.
Live, baby, live. We're live right now
Right now.
for the next hour just for you, answering your questions about health, nutrition, medication, medical conditions, politics. No, I'm just kidding. No politics. No. Welcome.
We got cats. Here comes one. Right
Don't
now.
forget to remind Uncle Herbert, he always forgets to catch the live. Send him a text right now or direct message.
Here's Loki. She had to make an appearance.
We had 3 questions before we went live. Karen said, I'm under eating on calories on Carnivore. I still got lots of weight to lose. Is that okay? Karen, calories are a false construct. That's not something you need to worry about at all. Okay. Your body doesn't know what a calorie is. Eat until satiation. That means until you're comfortably stuffed and you can't take another bite, and stop eating. And when you get down closer to your ideal body weight, your appetite will pick up. Then we had Rich, who's on a proper human diet, and his A1C has decreased from 9.5 down to 6.4. You have reversed your type 2 diabetes, Rich. Congratulations. In another 3 to 6 months, you won't even have prediabetes anymore. And then we had Roman, who says, is liver cheese okay on keto or carnivore? Read the ingredients. Anything that has an ingredient list, read them. And if it has sugar, don't buy it. But most of the time, liverwurst, liver cheese, liver loaf, all that kind of ground up liver mousse is totally fine and appropriate. All right, how you doing? You looking good tonight.
Wow, thanks. It's a facade.
That hair, though.
I did not sleep last night. Bonnie is cutting her teeth, but they will not cut.
I'm looking especially red tonight. I hope the vegans don't make fun of the color of my skin.
Oh my gosh.
All right, guys. It's time to get started. Ask your questions. We've got Child of God.
In August, my A1C was 12.6. Today's A1C was 4.9. C-peptide 2.14. 20 hours since our last A1 test was taken. And C-peptide good. Thank you, Dr. Barry and Ms. Neisha. Love you
Well
guys.
done, Child
Love
of
you
God.
back.
You have completely reversed your type 2 diabetes and your prediabetes. You now have a exquisite A1C, and you've lengthened your life by who knows how many years. Well done. C-peptide looks great.
All right. Courtney, what do you think of Primal Kitchen sauces? Are they okay to put on my meat and fish? I think most of them are. Primal's a pretty good brand, but never trust the front. Always turn that ball around and read the ingredients, look at the carb count, and just make a decision on whether or not that's going to fit your way of eating, or if it has ingredients that you think are not okay for you.
Yep.
But for the most part, we really like Primal Kitchen sauces. I love their steak sauce and their Italian dressing. I marinate my chicken in that sometimes.
But keep in mind, Primal Kitchens has been bought out by one of the humongous food manufacturers. So currently their ingredients are fine. But I want all you guys, every time you buy a bottle, do not be surprised if they start to cut corners to save money. So read the ingredients every single time. Mark Sisson is not in control of Primal Kitchen any longer. Therefore, you don't trust, you verify. Craig, excellent fruit honey video. Also understand that our bodies can also make fructose. True, absolutely. If you eat too much sugar, your body's going to make some fructose. If your average blood sugar is over 126, that's right. The polyol pathway fructose conversion is upregulated from 33% to over 30%. You got it. You've been doing your homework, Craig. Yeah, that's for the guy who reverses type 2 diabetes. Huzzah! RJ.
Day 43, gained 3 pounds in 1 week. Was so disappointed with myself and did not eat more than 10 grams of carbs a day. I have not gone on the scale since then. I'm day 63. Should I go on the scale? No, you need to measure inches. Hopefully you did that before you started, but if you didn't, go ahead and start now. That's okay. Also measure your signs and symptoms. Compare how you felt before to how you feel now. If you haven't watched my video on my channel, it's my presentation from the PhD Summit. I really walk you through how to start a 90-day challenge and really see how far you've come, go watch that video. It's the latest one I have uploaded. But what else, Dr. Berry?
Yeah, I would take your measurements, and if you want to follow something, follow your waist to height ratio. This is much more accurate than a BMI, much more accurate than the bathroom scales. What's happening when you stop eating a junk diet and start eating a proper human diet is called body recomposition. Your bones get stronger, your connective tissue gets stronger, your muscles get stronger, and all that stuff shows up on the bathroom scale. Don't worry so much about the weight. Measure, measure, measure. Thank you very much, Shannon. Marcel. What would you recommend? Cold turkey carnivore or keto, then carnivore, and what spices can we use?
Are you going to let me take this one?
I would recommend that you look in the mirror and have a conversation with yourself and say, hey, are you an abstainer? Are you a all or none? Or are you a moderator? Do you like to kind of dip your toe? So when you go to the swimming pool, do you just jump in or do you stick your foot in the water? If you stick your foot in the water before you jump in, then you're probably a moderator. You need to go keto for a month or 2 or 3 and then wean it down to carnivore. But if you're that person that runs head first and jumps in the pool before putting your toes in, then just go carnivore. And the spices, definitely salt to taste. I think that it's fine for almost everybody to use pepper and any sugar-free zero-carb spice. But for some people, some spices cause inflammation.
I would say, which one do you think you're going to be able to stick to consistently and not completely fall off the wagon? For most people, that's going to be keto because it's less extreme and you're not that it's dangerous, but your mind, when you take a lot of things away, it can make you want the things that you took away more because it feels
difference in personality
upsetting.
Matters a lot.
Right.
Absolutely.
So know yourself and what can you make a change in and stay on consistently as opposed to what do you think is going to work the fastest? Because if you don't stay to it, then that's not going to work the fastest anyways. So.
Anybody notice my new statue? Anybody know who this is? Who is that? Becky Berry knows. He came in here today, got in my lap, and he said, what's so-and-so doing? I was like, wow.
He pays attention.
He pays attention. Sama, Dr. Berry, what are your thoughts on the Liver King? So I do not know the Liver King personally. I've never met him, never worked with him. I don't know what's happening in his life. I know that recently some of his private correspondence was made public that made it look like that he was being dishonest in how he attained the body that he did. I don't know any details. I don't know if any of that's true or false. But if it is true, then he was obviously misleading people to sell, to make money. And I don't agree with that strategy.
It's not Atlas.
It's not Atlas. That's right.
But that's a good guess.
Madhu.
Hi, Dr. Berry. Neisha, I got high ferritin at 256 nanograms.
Yep.
Can I still eat red meat? And my DHEA is low. Is there any way I can fix that?
Yeah, eating more red meat and eggs with the yolk and lifting heavy things is going to naturally raise your DHEA sulfate. And then after 3 months, if that doesn't fix it, you can always take a DHEA supplement. They're very reliable. They work very well, and there's almost no problem with side effects. The ferritin level, the ferritin can be high for a long list of reasons. You don't have iron overload if your ferritin is high. That's just one of many things that it could be. Okay. A great way to lower your ferritin, if you want to get it down quickly, is to give blood. It comes down about 30 points for every unit of blood you give. This goes for anybody with high ferritin. If you want to get it down quicker, you can just give blood every 3 months and it'll be normal in no time. I'm working on the research for a YouTube video about high ferritin.
Sean, Robert Lustig stated that corned beef amino acids go
corn-fed beef.
Oh, corn-fed beef. I was thinking about corned beef. Amino acids go to liver and cause fatty liver. What are your views on this?
Yeah, the physiology behind what causes fatty liver is pretty clear, and it's not eating too many amino acids. It's eating too much sugar, too much fructose. And I think Lustig, guy who I have great respect for, he talks about this, but he still comes back to the main aggressor for fatty liver is sugar and fructose.
His Highness, first live chat. Welcome, Your Highness.
Welcome.
Thank you for being here. Ashley. Hey, girl,
Ashley.
Welcome back. Will high-fat carnivore help with akathisia? I've been off Klonopin since October 28th, but the physical restlessness is debilitating.
Maybe, and hopefully the akathisia is temporary and is going to wane as weeks go by. That's what I've seen in my practice in the past for somebody withdrawing. But definitely a very high fat carnivore is going to help your myelin sheath. It's going to help your neurons. It's going to help your brain. And so there's no way it's going to hurt or slow down the progress. And it might very well help. Sama.
My stepdad has glioblastoma, solid cancer cells, loves sugar. How should he do keto or carnivore? And what are the specific benefits?
Yeah. So any solid tumor by design has to burn lots of sugar in order to thrive and metastasize. I would go as low carb keto as you could, or if he's amenable, I would do as close to zero carb carnivore as I possibly could. You might want to look up Paleo Medicina. This is a medical practice in one of the Nordic countries. I forget which one, but they actually treat cancer on a routine basis with a diet they call the Paleolithic ketogenic diet, which is 99% high-fat carnivore. And they've actually published some research papers about, and I'm not saying that's going to cure your stepdad's cancer. I'm saying that cancer thrives and grows and metastasizes when it's in the presence of lots of sugar. And so if he's limiting the sugar that's available to that glioblastoma, then by definition, there's going to be a slowing of growth. And we can always hope for more than that. But that much you're assured of. Oh, what'd you say? Oh, I didn't see it. Sorry, Marnie Mac.
A1C checked 5 times in 3 years, holding at 4.7. Doctor still says this is too low in spite of me feeling great. What is wrong with a doctor that can't even see what's in front of them?
I don't know, Marnie Mac. This is one of the dumbest things I've heard a doctor say. It's like, oh, you're too close to your ideal body weight. You need to gain some weight. That would be the same exact thing. 4.7 is obviously where your body wants to be when you're eating a proper human diet. Maybe ask your doctor, Marnie Mac, hey, print me out the research that shows that that's dangerous. And then just stand there and wait and see what your doctor has to say, because that's foolishness.
Yeah, Sarah, UTI symptoms, but no UTI on culture. What to do now? So
this is either acute cystitis or you're having a flare-up of chronic cystitis. You can have inflammation of the bladder with no infection. Okay, this happens. It's usually more common in women, but it absolutely happens to people. And most people notice that when they cut enough carbs and enough inflammatory foods out, cystitis just goes away.
Angelic Annihilator.
Hey.
What do you think about autophagy boosting compounds? Berberine, MCT,
luteolin, turmeric, and resveratrol. Yeah, you can take those if you want to, if you've got the extra money to blow Angelic Annihilator, but I am not convinced that they are in any way going to be worth your money. And I'm always looking into stuff like this because I would love for there to be a hack that really ramped up autophagy. And there's some research that suggests that berberine and the resveratrol might maybe do that to a small percentage, but it's not worth the money, I can tell you.
It's not Hercules either.
Nope, not Hercules.
Somebody did.
Nobody knows who this guy is.
I think Mitzi got it.
Mitzi, you can't answer. You know.
Somebody else got it too.
Sisyphus.
Michael, A1C down from 8.5 to 5.7 after starting PhD in April with fasting, blood sugar 95 to 105 on weekly 0.5 milligrams of Ozempic. When can I taper off or stop taking Ozempic?
Now, keep your carbs very low and you'll have a normal A1C in another 3 months.
Never stop your medication without talking to your primary care provider.
This is not medical advice.
Primary care provider.
That's right, but you can stop it now. Edmund, I have been on carnivore since August. Although I have had alcohol, I've gone from 215 pounds to 175 pounds. I still have cravings for mashed potatoes. Your mom must have made those good mashed potatoes, Edmund. Is it okay to have them sometimes? You can have mashed potatoes once a month, Edmund.
Yeah. Do you think it's okay for you to have mashed potatoes if you're seeing benefits and reaching your health goals? Then
yeah, I mean, I think it would be great to try an experiment and just eat a Jethro helping of mashed potatoes, and then just see how you feel that day and the next. See what changes. See if your belt size changes, and if you're like, I had literally it didn't do anything bad, then you can have those mashed potatoes once a month.
You can all do whatever you want. You're adults.
Yeah, you're grown. Most of you are adults.
Cindy, even eating a variety of animal foods, I find I'm missing micronutrients when I track, including copper, manganese, calcium, vitamin B, D, E, K. Should I supplement?
So if you're eating animal foods, there's no way you're not getting enough vitamin B, all the B vitamins. That's literally impossible. If you're eating plenty of egg yolks, you're almost certainly getting enough vitamin E and vitamin K2 as well. The vitamin D you may have to supplement. As far as the copper and manganese, I made this little thing with Keto Chow called Daily Minerals, because a lot of times the food that we eat just didn't have the minerals in the ground that it grazed on. And so you have to supplement some minerals for now until enough regenerative ranchers like me get their butt in gear and heal the soil.
Ashley says, I'm just getting online. I've seen many of your videos, and you mentioned adjusting your diet so you can get more energy. Is it possible to have enough energy to keep up with a 2-year-old?
No, sorry.
They always have more energy.
Yes, they're going to win every time.
Always.
Yeah, you just need to try to find a compromise. But yeah, eating a proper human diet is going to maximize your energy, but you're still not going to have as much as a 2-year-old.
Fino Barbie Doll, welcome back.
Best handle on YouTube.
Earlier this week in a live video, Stephanie Keto Person said taking iodine can cause thyroid cancer. Now I'm freaked out. Is this possible?
No.
We love Stephanie, though.
No, we love Stephanie, and she's right about a great many things. But if indeed she did say this, she was incorrect about that. There's not a shred of research that shows that. Every cell in the human body needs iodine every single day. Maybe she meant radioactive iodine. In that case, yes, avoid radioactive iodine.
In hoc signo vinces.
Ooh, Latin. Okay.
Keto Chow posted an ad that implies fat or cholesterol are bad nutrients on par with sugar. It's hard enough fighting this fight without having ally status in the back. Please use your relationship with them to correct this. I have not seen that.
I haven't seen that. We'll check it out. What were they advertising in Hawk?
Keto Chow.
Just Keto Chow itself? Okay. Yeah, we'll check into it. Damien, friend has cortisol basal syndrome. Read keto could provide a new fuel to the brain. That's exactly right. They're called ketones. What do you think? I think 100%. It does help Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. It does help Huntington's. It does help many, many neurological conditions, cortico-basal syndrome. The symptoms are absolutely going to become less severe.
I don't know why they would post something like that. They promote putting butter in Keto Chow.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I feel like maybe
that was misread.
A knockoff brand or something.
Sarah, my question is for 1-year-old toddler. Can they eat all meat? Also, seasoning their food, is it okay or just plain? Also, do you guys have videos of what you feed your baby and recipes, please? Yes. On my channel, which is linked in the description, you can just look
linked in the title.
Oh.
You can just click on Neisha's name.
It's also in the description. Or you can just look up Neisha Berry. I have a lot of videos from when Beckett was little, and I show what we fed him. He did just eat meat for a very long time. Every now and then he'd have some avocado.
Meat and booby milk. That's what he lived on.
Avocado, eggs.
Yep.
When he got older, we let him have some cashews and nuts sometimes.
A few berries occasionally.
Berries. Yep. And we also just fed him right off of our plate. So whatever we did to our food that was seasoning, he also got.
Because your baby needs salt.
We'll do the same thing with Bonnie once she gets to that stage. So if you want to subscribe to my channel, I'll be showing her. We do baby-led weaning, but I do it keto.
Keto baby-led
baby-led we wean.
You shut up. Kathy says, why do doctors right away want to remove your gallbladder? I know 2 people in the last year where they sat, just take it out. Shake my head. Yeah, so Kathy, doctors want to feel useful. Like every other human on the planet, we want to feel needed and useful, and we want to feel like we've done something. But it often turns out, as you're implying in your question, that what you did either didn't help anything or it actually caused harm. And that's a very common scenario in medicine today. But doctors, all they have is a prescription pad and a referral pad. That's literally all they think they have. They actually have far more power than that, but they don't choose to do the research and then use the power. So yeah, all you guys, your gallbladder is there for a reason. It is not a vestigial organ. It serves multiple functions in your body for your optimal health. Keep your gallbladder unless you're dying, literally dying of a gallbladder attack. Then they can take your gallbladder out.
Paula, can you send me a message and tell me exactly what YouTube's update looks like on your end for the live video?
Is it different?
Yes.
Chuck Fury.
Having joint stiffness after going back on metformin. This morning my sugars were 100 for the first time, but shot over 170 after taking the metformin and with only coffee and half a stick of butter.
Yeah, some people have this reaction to metformin. And depending on what your A1C is, Chuck Fury, you may not need the metformin at all. If your A1C is 5.6 or less, there's no credible research that shows you're benefiting your health by taking the metformin, and you may actually be causing harm.
Vicky, carnivore 7 months with osteoporosis. Is reclassed infusion still needed?
Well, we're going to think through this, Vicky. You had a test about 7 months ago or longer that diagnosed you with osteoporosis. So after 7 months of carnivore, I would go ahead and tack another 5 months onto that so that it's been 12 full months of carnivore, and then make sure you're lifting heavy things and doing some impact exercise, and then go repeat the bone mineral density test and see what your numbers are. That's how you're going to know if you need the reclassed or not. Yep. Go ahead.
Pam, how do I slow my metabolism?
Why would you want to do that?
Pam and I have this in common. She probably feels like she may be too thin or something like that. So how do you?
Yeah, Pam, I don't know. I have to have more information to know how to answer this question. Your metabolism, if you're eating a proper human diet, is, unless you have a thyroid condition, is going to be set right where it needs to be set. Okay, this is set by default. This is not something you can really change unless you're smoking a pound of weed a week, or if you're, smoking crack. Those things can change your metabolism, but healthy things, there's nothing really healthy you can do to slow, and I don't know why you'd want to. So let me know more information. Mods, be looking if she replies. Tamika, is it okay to eat fudge every day as long as my carbs don't go over 20 total grams per day? So this is called dirty keto or keto-ish. And for some people, this works. As long as they keep their total carbs under 20, those 20 grams can come from just the sugariest brownie fudge that they want to eat.
How big of a
Not
piece
much.
are you eating?
Not
That's
much.
like
Not
a
much,
lick
right?
of
Yeah,
some fudge.
exactly. And so, but if that's currently keeping you sane and you're currently making progress towards your goals, I think that's fine to do right now. I would check the ingredients, make sure it's natural. Obviously, I don't want Tamika to be eating that. But my next statement is when your progress stalls, when you stop losing weight for a few months, or your inflammation stops getting better, it's time to revisit.
I'm going to just tell you, Tamika, if you have to have fudge every day,
yeah,
we've got some underlying issues we need to address with
that fudge is not,
and your relationship to food and what the fudge is actually helping you cope
that fudge
with.
is not nutrition. That's not why you're eating that.
You want to take back now?
Oh, go ahead. I just wanted to jump in and interrupt.
I love when you do that. I think that you can give it up.
I
think that you can, yes, and I think that you'll be happy when you do. Doesn't mean you can't ever have fudge again.
Yeah.
Every day.
What if you changed it?
I'm never going to get it. I thought every day is a habit, but I don't think that's one of the habits that you want to have. I think that you're wanting to have healthier habits. So make an effort, to drop it down to 1 day a week.
I was going to suggest that before I interrupted.
One every other week. And then, wean yourself off the fudge and really dig deep and understand why you're eating the fudge and what it's serving.
Yeah. This is a great question. Baddest Cat says, can keto or carnivore help with left ventricular systolic dysfunction? So this is one of the many things that can cause congestive heart failure. And heart myocytes actually can burn beta hydroxybutyrate for fuel more efficiently than they can burn glucose. So this is one of the diagnoses of the heart that absolutely responds to strict keto, proper keto, not keto with some fudge every day. But yes, 100%, absolutely, you're going to benefit.
Holly Crazy.
Hey,
in the
Holly.
house.
Thank you, Holly.
And Paola.
Hey,
Say
Paola.
hi to our mentors. We got Paola. We got Mitzi. We got Marsha. We got Kevin. We got Two Crazy Keto sometimes. We got Ask Nurse Cindy sometimes. Who else do we got?
I think that's it.
Did I get everybody?
For now. We might be adding one, though. I don't know.
Oh, that's exciting. Laura. Hey, Dr. Berry, it's cold in North Dakota.
I've heard.
And my ankylosing spondylitis. Wow, I got it. It's causing full spasms in my back. As we've talked before, I have stage 4 liver disease. Doctor has prescribed Flexeril and diclofenac.
Yeah, you can't. Diclofenac is a stout anti-inflammatory. That's going to harm your kidneys. And I know your doctor's trying to do something with the prescription pad, but diclofenac, no, man. I would talk to your kidney specialist, talk to your nephrologist, and ask them if it's diclofenac okay. Flexeril is less bad, but I would still use that only when you need it. Do not take it scheduled 3 times a day or twice a day. Take it just when it's flared up really, really bad. Hot baths, heating pad, proper human diet, very strict. If you can, the stricter the better.
Thank you, Jack.
Hey,
do you want to do everything tonight?
I mean, I'm just trying to help.
You're not helping.
Shut up.
Raven Wings.
Oh.
Keto June, Carnivore July, fell off in August. Triple B&E now for 1 week. My TSH prior was 0.5 on the Standard American, 0.55. And check now, it's 1.10 on Dirty Carnivore, but I have lower thyroid symptoms. Yeah,
so 1.10 is a great number, but you can still have low thyroid symptoms with a normal and even an optimal TSH. Keep in mind that there are many other conditions that can have the same exact symptoms of low thyroid. So don't just Google low thyroid. I want you to Google your symptoms that you're having and see what else that could be, and then investigate those things.
Rustus Android just started this week. I miss fruit juices and sugared coffee. Any ideas besides just water, or are there any things that I can put in water? You never talk about drink choices. See, I feel like we talk all the time.
Let's talk about drink choices. Since Rustus Android.
Water is great, and you can add lots of things to water. You can add electrolyte powders. There's tons of brands out there. Element, Redmond's, Ultima. There's a lot. And so you can add those. And then you can also make iced tea without sweetener in it, or you can add a keto-friendly stevia, like sweetener. What did I say? Sweetener?
What?
Allulose or stevia, monk fruit, xylitol, erythritol, whichever one that you like. You can make sweet tea that is 0 carb or low carb.
Yep.
What else?
And so the main thing is, I would say, number one is to just face what this is. This is carbohydrate withdrawals. You're withdrawing, you're jonesing for the fruit juices, which are full of sugar, and the sugared coffee. And so anything you can do, I found that having something with some fizz in it, with some flavor. So like a San Pellegrino or a Topo Chico, and then put some Redmond's Relight, electrolyte powders, whatever flavor you like, or some Element electrolyte powders, whatever flavor you like. That little bite, and then the little flavor, but still 0 sugar, 0 carbs. And it's got lots of electrolytes, because electrolytes help with the withdrawals, but then also that little bitey flavor helps as well.
And for the sugar coffee, Element has a chocolate salt electrolyte packet.
So
don't put the whole thing in there, or maybe for you might actually like it since you're used to the sugary coffees. It's very sweet, but it's got a little salty taste to it, and it is fantastic in coffee.
Is there any sweetener in it?
Yes.
Okay. Which one is it? Do you know?
Stevia, I think.
Yeah, stevia.
Somebody help me out. Pretty sure it's stevia.
But it's really
not
good in coffee.
sure. I'll have to look that
it's
up,
really, really
chocolate
good.
Salt is the best thing in coffee ever.
Yes.
Angela. Finding lots of foods bother me. I watched another YouTuber that recommended a gut health test. What are your thoughts? Is it worth it?
So it depends on what kind of gut health test it is. If it is a food sensitivity test, then that's a complete and utter waste of your money. That's not going to help you in any way whatsoever. These tests have been thoroughly debunked by multiple experts multiple times. I'm trying to think of what other kind of gut test could tell you. Basically, when you eat a food, and it bothers you with either bloating or gut inflammation or wwhatever, then put that on your don't eat list.
There's a lot of tests that are like gut health tests, but it's really a food sensitivity test, and those are trash and they're really expensive.
Trash.
Forky. So, Angela, I think doing an elimination diet is the best way to better understand which foods you're sensitive to, which foods you can eat sometimes or never. And I am hosting a challenge in our group starting in January. We're going to start out doing Ketovore in January and bridge to doing a carnivore elimination diet, and I'm going to walk you through it. All members get access. It's no extra fee or anything like that. So if you're in the group already and you didn't know we're going to do that, we're going to start that in January.
That's
Actually,
awesome.
I'm going to start posting some stuff at the end of December to kind of do some prep work for you guys so we can really just hit the road running starting in January. So if you're not in there, link is in description, I think.
Yep.
PhDhealth.community.
It says join our community. Absolutely. I was going to say something really funny and intellectual,
well,
but
it's
totally,
not going to be funny and intellectual now.
totally forgot what it was. Jackie's jinxed journey. You scolded Jim in the front row at the KPL for being type 2 diabetic and not doing PhD. Said he wants to do 90 days of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs when I go back on January 1. Said he wants to beat you and me. I lost 43 pounds.
All right, Jim.
See, what I was doing was motivation. I wasn't yelling at you. I was motivating you. And so now I want you, Jim. I want you to beat Jackie's butt, and I want you to beat my butt. I want you to win. I want you to win. Oh, I know what I was going to say.
No.
The sweetest thing, because you said about Forky. So Beckett's got this little Forky doll, you know.
It's from Toy Story.
Toy Story. It's literally a sport with feet.
And a face.
And he on the movie, Forky says, "I'm trash." And so I take Forky over to the Beckett's garbage can and sit on the edge and say, "I'm trash," and act like he's about to jump in. And Beckett grabs Forky and hugs him and says, "No, you're not trash." Is that sweet?
Our kid, man. He's
So sweet.
something else.
You're not trash.
Not trash, Forky. Tressie, GFR of 45. Can I do carnivore without damaging my kidneys more? I have lost 32 pounds since July 6th. A1C is down from 5.9 to 5.7. Didn't you just have a nephrologist on your channel?
Yeah, I've had, I think, 2, if not 3 nephrologists on my channel now who absolutely would tell you, Tressie, that it's not the meat that damaged your kidneys. It was the years of the high-carb, highly processed inflammatory junk that you used to eat and think was healthy food. So the fact that you've reduced your A1C from 5.9 down to 5.7 tells me that you're eating lower carb than you used to, and that is protecting your kidney function. And what you're going to see if you go low carb enough for long enough is that your GFR actually improves. We've seen this hundreds of times now in people with chronic kidney disease. Yes, absolutely. That was that one. June 1970.
Is it possible to schedule a virtual appointment with you? Do you see patients still?
So
No.
I have a limited practice where I take
Yes.
care of people I've been taking care of for 20 years.
Not
but
taking
I'm
new patients.
not taking new patients, but you can have access to ask me questions. Okay. We have a private group, a private community. There's a link down in the show notes that you can sign up, and you can pay $5 a month, 12, 20, whatever level you want. And you get access to extra live Q&As like this one, but instead of 2,782 people asking questions, there's 100 people asking questions. And so we have much more time to answer questions in much more detail. So I think for anybody, if your copay is $15, $20, $25, $35, paying $5 a month to get questions answered that your doctor either won't answer or don't know the answer to, seems like a bargain to me. Definitely seems like a bargain to her. But I was not going to make the prices too high. So check it out. Join our private community.
Now, listen, that doesn't mean that for $5 you get to ask him everything under the sun and he would literally have 5,000 messages a day if we did that. But we do a bunch of live Q&A sessions in the group where there are not 3,000 people watching. There's like 100 people watching. So we're able to really get down into the nitty-gritty of the questions, and people really learn from each other. And we have PhD mentors in there as well that help people get their questions asked. And we're running a lot of really cool stuff in there. So
Yep, Absolutely. Tanya, just diagnosed with a hiatal hernia and continued GERD. Doctor prescribed another proton pump inhibitor. Ugh, I'm worried about osteoporosis and vitamin D deficiency. Yeah, you should be. Is it needed? Probably not. If you're not already eating a very low carb, red meat heavy, fatty meat heavy keto or a carnivore diet, you need to start that immediately. I have a hiatal hernia and have had it for over 20 years now. I used to have severe heartburn that was so bad that I took 2 Nexium every day. Now on carnivore for going on 4 years. Now I haven't had heartburn a single day, and I still have the hiatal hernia. That'll be there for the rest of my life, but I have no heartburn. It's kind of miraculous. So I would say, give me a month, doc. Let me see if I can't fix this on my own and try 90 days of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs and see if that doesn't just fix it.
Thank you, Awi. And Azhar. All right, cool. Answered your question well. That's good. Pheno Barbie doll's back. Black cherry Mio plus lime Topo Chico equals a sugar-free cherry limeade.
Chef kiss. Yeah, absolutely. There's all kinds of things you can do with good ingredients and a little bit of carbonated water.
Phil. Hey, Dr. Berry, I have psoriasis on 80% of my body, getting ready to start carnivore. Will that help? Love your channel.
Yeah, Phil, I actually have a video about psoriasis on this channel. And I don't talk so much about carnivore in that video. That's back when I really believed keto was the end all be all. I still think keto is great. It's going to improve your psoriasis, but if you've got it over 80% of your body, you need to absolutely do 90 days of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. 90 days with nothing else. That doesn't mean just add beef, butter, bacon, and eggs to the junk you're currently eating. That means stop eating everything else except beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. After that 90 days, you're going to be shocked at what percentage of your body is covered with psoriasis and what percentage is uncovered.
Andrew says, hi, where can I find a simple meal plan for starting carnivore? Thank you. It's very simple. Here's the plan. Pick a meat, any meat, real meat. Pick a fat, an animal fat. Cook your animal meat in the animal fat. Bada bing, bada boom, carnivore.
With some salt, you got it. That's carnivore. If you need something even simpler, beef, butter, bacon, eggs, just like the song.
There's a lot of people wondering why you haven't been on Joe Rogan yet.
I've been wondering that too. I haven't heard from him.
We haven't got a message, or email, or call for Joe Rogan's show.
All you guys message him and tell him, what's up, Joe?
Boat says, as a Ketovore coffee enthusiast, I have phases that I like to make myself a latte or two daily, wondering what would be less bad, milk with a few carbs or a low-carb plant-based dairy alternative.
Neither.
What? You have to have milk for a latte.
You can make a latte with heavy cream.
It's not the same.
I
would say, no, it's not. Lactose-free milk, because it's much lower in the carbs, and you're still going to get the latte feel. Heavy cream's too creamy for me. I can't even put it in my coffee anymore. I don't like it.
Heavy cream.
So if you don't even know what a latte is. What's a latte?
That used to be my standard. It's coffee and milk. Duh, I know what it is. It's
not
foamy.
Just
yeah,
coffee.
I mean it's simple. I used to drink one every morning, but the milk is Fairlife, lactose free.
He made a coffee and poured milk in. Okay, that's not the same thing as a latte.
Isn't that a latte?
No.
That's a redneck latte.
He's an enthusiast. Okay, so
no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, man, I cannot pronounce that, but cool name.
Woodstick.
Hey, Neisha, and hey, Dr. Kent. If
Hello?
you were to add one veg to your carnivore diet, which one would it be? Which fruit? And cheers from Poland.
Thank you from Poland.
So I think most of you know what the vegetable that I would add would be. I think y'all know. Yeah, onion.
And what
fruit?
I
do. Which fruit? Apples, probably.
I would add which
Granny
vegetable?
Smith. To be specific.
Okay. I would add probably Brussels sprouts. I freaking love them if you cook them right. And then I would probably add blueberries. And sometimes I do have both of those things. I'm not a fanatic. I'm also not a heretic, but every now and then I'll have that. But on a daily basis, it's meat and eggs for me.
Okay. Carrie? Hey, Dr. Berry, I have arthritis in neck and was put on meloxicam. I've gained 10 pounds in the first month. It started to come back down. What are your thoughts on this?
Meloxicam is an anti-inflammatory. It's an NSAID. It has hundreds of potential side effects. Some people will hold fluid and gain weight. This is a sign that it's stressing your heart. That's what that means, effectively stressing your kidneys. I would take it just on the days when your neck is killing you. Severe pain, okay? 8, 9, 10 out of 10. If it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10, don't take the meloxicam. Use a heating pad. Get your significant other to massage it. Lie down. Neisha just recently bought a neck roll that's helping her neck a lot.
I'm going to share it on my YouTube channel.
Yes, check out the thing that she bought. It was cheap, and it's like,
I thought, this is stupid. This is not going to work. And then I laid on it, and I still thought this is not doing anything. And then I sat up, and I was like,
she was like, oh, okay.
But I need to go lay on it right now because my neck's bothering me again. Joe, huzzah to
Hey,
Joe.
Thank you.
Raven Wings, additional question. ALT is 17, 18, and now 49 on Dirty Carnivore. 9 points above normal for my Canadian measurements. Should I get more tests?
Yeah, I would just repeat the AST and ALT in 3 months, after 3 months of carnivore, and then make sure you're dirty carnivore if the dirty part is keto, okay? I don't need you eating carnivore, but then also having a cream puff. So if you mean dirty carnivore, that's all meat and all eggs and maybe a little bit of broccoli. That's dirty carnivore. So if you're eating some kind of junk, stupid carbs, stop that. Number one. So in 3 months, 3 more months of carnivore, get an ALT, an AST, and a GGT. And I think you'll find that those numbers are all back down to normal. It could be the dirty part of your dirty that's doing it. What happened?
Nothing. Go for it.
Okay.
Fine.
So you huff for nothing then.
No, nothing.
Christy, yeah. Hi. Is it safe for someone with hemochromatosis, cirrhosis, and low sodium to do carnivore? 100%. Yes. Just eating red meat does not raise ferritin levels. This is a common myth that many doctors believe. There are many, many other things that raise your ferritin level. But yeah, there's no reason why you can't eat fatty red meat and salt it to taste.
Amy Lou, CKD stage 3, told to moderate protein intake. On keto, came off short, long-acting insulin. Recently,
Beautiful.
It has increased, sometimes spiking at 230. Tried less carbs, intermittent fasting, coffee, but my glucose is still high.
Yeah, you may need to stay on something for your blood sugar right now. Give your metabolism time to heal. Just had Dr. Richard Johnson, who is a nephrologist, who said that he does not limit protein at all in stage 3. Stage 1, 2, or 3, 3A or 3B, he does not limit protein. Only in stage 4 and stage 5 does he limit protein, and he only does that out of an abundance of caution because he doesn't want to get reported by the other nephrologists. But he does not think that protein in any way harms the kidneys of a person with CKD stage 3.
Yeah. I guess y'all just get on Twitter and
yeah.
spam Joe Rogan. I don't know how to get his attention.
But don't tell him we told you to do that. He don't like that.
Probably not. RJE, what is better off, Plaquenil or oxyprozin? Both for RA. I take both every day.
Yeah. So do 90 days of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, and it's quite possible you won't need either one. That's what I would do. But obviously don't stop any meds without talking to your doctor. But I would try that. I really would. You're going to be happy that you did.
Body Blow Biscuit Butter. Redmond Relet has 60 milligrams of calcium and taking every day, and my last serum calcium was just over the max range. Could this be from the Relet or another issue?
This is almost certainly hyperparathyroidism. I've got a video about this on this YouTube channel. It's very commonly undiagnosed by doctors. They just miss it. Anytime your serum calcium is even 1/10 of a point high, you need a full workup for hyperparathyroidism. This is not your thyroid gland. This is your parathyroid glands.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. I have, and I still don't like it.
Yeah. You can do that. Heavy cream's fine.
I didn't say it wasn't fine. Hey, Jessica, thank you. Josh, any truth to the K3 Spark mineral keto claims? What is that?
Spark mineral.
Any of the moderators know what's going on with that?
K3 Spark
mineral. Don't know,
I have
Josh.
no idea what that is.
Raven says, was Dirty Carnivore now triple B and E for a week? I'll check again in 3 months. Thank you. Perfect.
Let us know. Hopefully you'll be part of the community by then and you can just Tell us in the chat.
Mega Dog. I'm 65 in the ER with severe BPH in August, catheter and bag. Found your video on hyperinsulinemia.
Hyperinsulinemia.
Okay.
Yep.
Beef, butter, bacon, and eggs.
Yep.
And I had my catheter removed 2 months ago.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely. BPH is very, very closely associated with hyperinsulinemia and with chronic inflammation. And when you remove both of those problems, the prostate thanks you for it.
Edmund, does beef have to be grass finished?
No, it does not. All beef in any grocery store, even the cheapest beef you can possibly find, spend about 70 to 80% of its life grazing on grass in a pasture somewhere. For grain finished beef, they bring them into the feedlot in the last 20% of their life and feed them a ground up mixture of plant stalks and stems and leaves, corn, and other stuff to fatten them up, to give them fatty muscle, basically. It does make the omega-3 to omega-6 ratio not quite as good, like 3% not as good. It's not a big deal because grass finished is what, $20 a pound. So it's fine. If you can't afford grass finished, don't worry about it. We eat grain finished all the time.
I would much rather you focus your efforts on getting local beef, local meat, some a farmer near
100%.
you. Angela, how important is it to exercise on keto or carnivore diets? I think we both have answers.
So exercise is very good for you in hundreds of different ways. I want you to exercise. But if your question is, how important is it to exercise on keto or carnivore diets for weight loss?
Fat loss.
It's not important at all. It's not going to help you. The research is very clear that exercise is a terrible way to lose weight. It increases your appetite. It builds muscle, which is going to show up on the scale. You're not losing weight, you're gaining weight. So exercise definitely for health. But if you're wanting to get rid of extra stored fat, keto and carnivore is what you need to be focusing on. But you exercise for fun and for your health.
I don't like to call it exercise.
Yeah, go outside and play.
I like to call it movement. So how important is movement for lots of other things besides fat loss? So it's very good for your mood. We weren't meant to sit in a chair all day or on a couch all day or in a recliner all day or sit in the office all day. So get up and move, go outside, get some sunshine. Anything more than what you're used to doing is an increase in movement. And I consider that wonderful. For a lot of people, they haven't exercised in a long time. They start to go all in and then they hurt themselves.
Do that.
Or if you have an autoimmune disease, you can get really flared up by going full force on cardio and really heavy exercising. So what I like to say is move for mental health. Mental health promotes you to eat well. Eating well makes you feel well. Before you know it, you want to work out.
I like that. That's good. Hey, did you guys know that my Granny Barry is watching this? She's with our parents down in Alabama. She loves it when you guys tell her hi and where you're watching from. Could you do that in the comments? Just for my 92-year-old Granny Barry. She is mean as a snake.
She is. But in the best way.
Nah, she's a sweetheart. She just doesn't like to show it.
Sherry, there's a big push for brown butter to help with the fat fast trend. Heard from a keto coach, it says it's bad for oxidizing. See, there's
it's totally fine.
Flip a coin here.
It's totally fine. I freaking love brown butter. I wish that Neisha or Melissa would make me some brown butter. But
Melissa's here. That's why he said it like that.
Yeah. So, but I freaking love brown butter. You're not going to what are you oxidizing? The lipids? It's fine.
There's two camps now.
The oxidation layer is literally 1/100th of a millimeter thick.
Here's what's funny. You're going to hear the eat 3 sticks of butter a day camp really loud, and you're going to hear the butter is oxidizing camp really loud. What you're not going to hear is the people who are just like eating butter like normal people and loving it, and it's doing nothing but making them very happy people. So just remember, when you hear two negative opinions, there's a middle ground where most people sit.
Yep, totally agree. Christy, thank you for the ferritin answer. To heal the quickest, would you do beef butter, bacon, and eggs? Can you add stevia or swerve for a creme brulee? So is creme brulee made of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs?
It's made of butter and cream
and
right. Sugar.
Yeah. So
and eggs, maybe.
Yeah, I would probably lay off the creme brulee. I'd probably stick to beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. And then in your drinks, you can add just a touch of stevia, not too much. You just want to get that little hint of sweet.
Beef, butter, bacon, and eggs is meant to be a challenge, not a lifestyle. Although some people have adapted it as a lifestyle. I think that's great. But that's why when people ask questions like that, we're like, no.
K3 Spark is $50 a bottle. Just say no. Okay. Says Mitzi Champion, who's very intelligent, very wise, and knows her shit. So I would probably think it's a waste of your money.
Mitzi, can you keep an eye out for Juan's question?
Phil, is it smart to start carnivore or beef, butter, bacon, and eggs with one meal a day to keep from getting keto flu? I've already stopped eating plants. So if you've stopped eating all plants, then you've already started carnivore. So you can eat 1 meal a day, 2 meals a day, or 3 meals a day. It's totally fine. What keto flu actually is carbohydrate withdrawals. That's what keto flu is. So make sure you're getting plenty of salt, plenty of electrolytes, and eating till you're comfortably stuffed, and you won't have to worry about it.
William, I hear carnivore takes testosterone. Well, you know what? I heard ridiculous. That it triples your testosterone.
Yeah. Then y'all are she canceled you, William.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I've heard that too.
There's
also a middle ground here.
We've had multiple gentlemen in our private community who have raised their total testosterone anywhere from 50 to 400 points.
I hear that more often than
by just eating a carnivore diet, not taking any TRT or anything else. There's a new research study that I'm in the process of making a video about, that very low carb keto, which has got to be meat heavy, absolutely raises testosterone within days. So there's a lot of cranks out there saying a lot of stupid things.
Doesn't mean there's not a couple people out there that their testosterone did tank.
Maybe went down. I don't know about tank.
Okay, well, that's a
but I doubt it. Seriously, this probably has another cause. Blythe, thank you very much, Blythe.
Well, you just let me do my job, or do it by yourself. Wow, y'all are really showing out tonight in the comment section. Love it. Lot, I'm wondering if there's a connection between a high carb diet and lipomas. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I did a video on this channel about skin tags, but everywhere I say the word skin tag in that video, you can replace those words with lipoma, because it literally applies. Hyperinsulinemia is what gives either the skin cells for skin tags or the subcutaneous fat cells for lipomas. It gives them the false signal to grow and to replicate. And so many people, when they go very, very low carb, notice that their lipomas start to shrink and it's going to take months for it to shrink, because it took months to come up, right? But you'll notice every month or two, it's like, I think that's a little smaller. I think that's a little smaller. Because when you remove the hyperinsulinemia, the fat cells try to go back to normal, but it takes them a while to do that.
Okay, Mitzi says, Juan's question was, hey, Doc, my wife has congenital hypothyroidism. She is breastfeeding our baby, and he has unilateral renal agenesis. Is carnivore diet safe, and what would the benefits be if so?
Yeah, she can do keto, she can do ketovore, or she can do carnivore. Any of those are part of a proper human diet, and every human, even if they're breastfeeding, even if they have hypothyroidism, even if they have unilateral kidney problems, they need and deserve to eat a proper human diet. All the benefits that I talk about on this channel are the benefits that they can expect from eating a proper human diet.
I am a labor and delivery nurse formerly and a breastfeeding consultant. So I would just say, make sure she is eating plenty of food and don't go from whatever she is now straight into carnivore. Transition slowly over a few months and bring the carbs low by like 20 to 30 total grams over several weeks. Don't just do it overnight, not because it's dangerous, just because it could interfere with her fluids and maybe decrease her supply for a moment. But that's the only thing. Make sure she's eating plenty, resting plenty, drinking plenty, eating plenty. That's the main thing.
Absolutely. Shelby, what causes elevated BP? 4 years carnivore, my blood pressure is averaging 149/90. So Shelby, we know that if your fasting insulin and your C-peptide are both normal and your A1C is normal, we know you've eliminated hyperinsulinemia. So therefore, we're left with, you've got a secondary cause for your hypertension, and you need to go to your doctor and say, look, doc, I shouldn't still have high blood pressure. I need you to investigate secondary causes of hypertension. And your doc will be impressed that you know that term. And then we'll have to probably pull out his little PDA and say, let me see, secondary, because doctors forget what the list is. I'm working on a video about this now.
I'm getting hot.
It's hot in here, isn't it? Low carb, low drama. That's the way I like it right there. Your thoughts on recent paper in Journal of Diabetes Research showing insulin resistance in women and children consuming dairy. So first of all, insulin resistance is not something you can measure. There's no lab test for that. The only thing you can measure is hyperinsulinemia. Probably what they're doing is calculating a HOMA-IR score, which is very indirect and also very inconsistent and inaccurate. I think that if anybody drinks too much milk, they will develop hyperinsulinemia because as an adult over the age of 7, if you drink too much milk, you're going to get hyperinsulinemia because you're drinking too much sugar in the form of lactose.
All right, we just have a few more minutes here, guys.
Laura got the lab book. Excellent. Grab that book. Show everybody.
What am I, Vanna White?
Common Sense Labs. There's a
You
link.
can have one too.
It tells you what tests to ask your doctor for, why you want those tests. So when your doctor says, well, I wouldn't even know what that means, be like, here, doc, here's what it means. Not only the normal ranges, but also the optimal ranges. You can get a e-version or you can get a paperback. Link in the show notes. Finally, starting January, we're documenting publicly due to my diagnosis. My AS, liver, hubby's diabetes 2, diabetes 2, cholesterol 212, 100%. Yeah. A1C 8.1, triglycerides 777. He absolutely needs to go keto or carnivore right now to get those numbers down. And then vitamin D rich foods. I've got a video on this channel about that, or a vitamin D supplement.
Oh my God, I hate this computer. I think you'll always lose your mouse. Benjamin, I've tried carnivore several times, but I end up not feeling the energy I need for jiu-jitsu, running, and lifting. I love the diet. What am I doing wrong?
Maybe nothing. Maybe you need to stick to keto with somewhere between 20 and 50 total grams of veggie carbs a day. Maybe depending on your DNA, your gut microbiome, your age and activity level, you may need a few. You personally, Benjamin, may need a few carbs in your diet to get through the day that you designed for yourself. Most people don't, but you might. But if you wind up eating keto, you win and I win. So
thanks, Tim.
100%. I would take her over Vanna White any day.
William says, is tea bad? Estrogen, phytotoxins, etc.
Tea and coffee are full of phytonutrients. Okay. Polyphenols. Oh, the plant-based people love to talk about those. I get that in my coffee every morning. You're welcome. No, I don't think tea's bad at all, unless you're drinking a gallon a day. She did really well. I agree.
Somebody sign me up for a modeling contract. All right. Eat more for energy, says Winton. Yeah, could be that you're not eating enough fat.
You may just not be eating enough
calories.
Food. Just eat until you're comfortably stuffed.
Salt, electrolytes, minerals.
It's very common, usually in women, but some men, they still think they need to portion control, and you don't do that on a proper human diet.
All right, guys. If you want to hang out with us even more, if you just want to get as sick of us as possible, you can come hang out with us in the PhD community. Link in the show notes. Or you can just go to drberry.com/community and pick a level.
Tribe. Join the tribe.
You can join for as low as $5 all the way up to higher than that. There's more benefits the higher you go. Yep. But we're in there.
We're doing a live tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
we'll
so
be in there
literally tomorrow, if you got questions, you could get them answered tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Central if you're part of our community.
We also have several amazing PhD mentors
100%.
in there that are fantastic resources. The whole group's just great. We learn from each other. We share our stories, our victories, our struggles. So if you're someone who needs some support and you don't have it at your own house, it's a good way to get it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for sharing this video with someone who needs this information. And we're waiting for you to join the community. We'll see you there.
Love you, mean it. Bye.
Bye. Huzzah!